Many people believe that they hate selling, but what they really hate is something entirely different. As a health educator for over 12 years, what I have learned is through this process of speaking and growing a business, it's has been there's been times where I thought that like selling was uncomfortable or it was something that you do to someone, or that there is just these limiting beliefs about sales. And it's really hard to build a health coaching, health education business, or sell more books, or to sell your health programs or events if you think you hate selling. But what the reality is, what I've realized is that people don't hate selling, they hate convincing. Selling is not convincing. Convincing is the opposite of selling. In fact, convincing is what people who don't get good at sales do when they don't know how to sell. That's what convincing is. Now, what is the difference? Convincing is when you try to get people to buy what they don't want, can't afford, don't need, for your reasons that are not in their best interest. And selling is entirely different. Selling is when you are persuading someone to buy what they already desire for their reasons that are in their best interest to say yes. And when you stop trying to convince people to buy your health products and programs, and you start learning how to sell, how to persuade people to see how what they've already wanted from the beginning is exactly what you have to offer. So if you help people lose weight, people want to lose weight. They want to feel great. They want to get out of pain. They're tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you're helping them to experience a new normal, a new reality. And you're not there to convince them that your products are the best thing since sliced bread. You're there to help uncover the value that they already desire, the solutions. You're not a product pusher, you're a problem solver. And when we could have this understanding when we approach selling, we realize like, oh, I don't have to convince anybody. Because as the old adage goes, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, right? So the selling is something totally different. Selling is uncovering the value and understanding what people are actually looking for. What do they already desire before they meet you? And the question I like to ask is, how can I relate what I have to offer with what they already desire before they met me? Because people already have desires. They have desires to move towards pleasure, to be able to breathe better, to move more, to heal, and they want to move away from pain. They want their joints to be able to move without being in excruciating pain. They want to be able to wake up and feel energized after they sleep. Whatever the health solution is, they want to move away from pain or towards pleasure, and these are the things that people already desire. So your goal is to link what you have to offer with what they already desire. Here's an example of Alpha and Shantoya Stewart. These are students of mine, and before they start working with me, they've been international wellness speakers. They're high blood pressure health coaches. Currently, they're helping people lower their high blood pressure naturally, lose weight through their detox program, and they're authors on detoxing. So they came, and when they came to my speaker training, they were thinking, I was sharing with them how one of the worst things you could do when you're selling is try to give them everything that you know in 90 minutes or less. Because when you do that, then people feel that they don't need you. And when you overload them with all the how to do, what to do, and all these things, and people start feeling like, oh, I've got this big old list of things I got to apply. No thanks, don't need your coaching, don't need your course, don't need your products, because I got all this stuff I need to go do. And then as they leave, they're feeling overwhelmed. And I shared with them how don't focus so much on the process, focus on the payoff. What is the payoff? It's what they desire. What are they going to be able to accomplish once they go through your program or your system, or when they follow the principles that you teach in your program? What is the payoff? What are the results that they get to experience with lowered blood pressure, with lowered blood sugar, with more control over their emotions? And I was working with them about understanding why people actually buy, because there's a common myth that exists in business, and a lot of well-intending health educators and entrepreneurs They think that because they need to lower high blood pressure, they need to lose weight, that people are going to buy my thing. Because people need these health solutions, that's why they're going to buy it. But the reality is, people don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. Because if you think about it, does anybody need a Pepsi? Who needs to buy a can of soda? Not one person on the planet. And in fact, it's like my body doesn't have a deficiency of high fructose corn syrup and phosphoric acid, and my body doesn't need soda. People buy soda because they want it. They buy it because they desire it, because they feel like it. So when we have to realize is people buy for one reason and one reason only. It's because they feel like it. So your goal is not to try to sell people what they need. Stop trying to, even in your language, when you're talking about what you offer, when you're creating something for the world, when you're talking to prospects about what what you have to offer, stop saying you need this, or this is something that you're going to need, or this is what, it doesn't help you, because people don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. So if you start tapping into the desires that they already have, they have a desire to, if you're selling weight loss, maybe they want to look good on the beach. Maybe they want to fit into their their wedding dress from before. They want to be able to get back to the weight that they were in their 20s. And in our company, we've helped people to be in better shape in their 50s than they were in their 20s when they were athletes. And it's like, maybe that's something, or maybe, I know Malcolm, he's someone in our company that he's getting older and he loves skiing, and he absolutely loves skiing. But as he's gaining weight and his body is not working as well, he's not able to go down those ski slopes that he used to do. Or if he does, he has to call it in quits early in the morning. But he just absolutely loves skiing. So his big motivation thing that he loves, his why, is that he can go down these double black diamond ski slopes, which, if you don't know anything about skiing, that's like the most pro elite, fast and furious, so to speak, slopes that you can go down in skiing and snowboarding. And he's bombing down these double black diamond ski slopes. He absolutely loves treading the powder, and he is outlasting some of his daughters who are in her 30s and her friends in their early 30s and late 20s. And they're getting all tired and exhausted while he's ready to keep going clear beyond lunch and in the afternoon. And he absolutely loves being able to spend his time doing that. And so that's his why. That's what he wants. So then what I have to do is, my goal is now to say, well, how could I connect his desire to hit the slopes and stay on the slopes to the products, the nutrition, the weight loss programs that we have, the cleanse. And if we can make that connection, then he's like, yes, sign me up, I'm ready, let's go. And he was able to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. And he's been feeling great. And then he wants to go share with other people, and he starts bringing referrals. He's someone who gives some of the most referrals in our business. And so what you have to understand is that it doesn't, sure, did he need to lose weight? Yeah, but Malcolm wasn't ready. He's not going around oh, how can I go lose weight? He wants what he already wants. And I believe that you can connect any product to any desire by telling any story. And it doesn't matter the story, it can connect to what you have to offer. And so I was sharing with Shintoya and Alpha about this. And an example, one of the examples I gave is, a lot of times, let's say you're in the weight loss industry, and just because someone is overweight doesn't mean they're looking to buy what you have to offer. Even if they need it, they only buy what they want to, if they desire. And sometimes people don't want to lose weight. There's a family member I know who's overweight, and you would think there's well, she's overweight, she probably wants to lose weight. No, not the case. She's like, I like being fat. I want to be fat. And sometimes that's shocking to people. They're like, what? What do you mean you want to be fat? Who wants to do that? She's like, oh, I like being fat because it keeps the men away from me. And some ladies are like, well, I want men to be attracted to me, but you're wanting them to be unattracted to you. What's going on? Well, when she was younger, she had bad experiences with men, and they bothered her, and she doesn't want to go through that experience. She found that when she got heavy set, then far less men were interested in her, and she liked it. She didn't like being whistled at while she's walking down the street, or people being rude, or what have you, making advances towards her. So she really sees her weight as being like a protection against uncomfortable situations. So she associates more pleasure with being fat and more pain with losing weight. So if I'm going to go to that individual and say, hey, would you like, it's like, I've got this amazing solution that you could lose weight. How would you like to do that? What she hears is, you want to take away my defense and my protection against all these awful situations? There's no way I want anything to do with your products. And that is like, you could say the same thing to the same person and it means something completely different. So she doesn't desire, she needs to lose weight, but she doesn't want to lose weight. So how do you sell a weight loss program to someone who doesn't want to lose weight? You identify, what do they desire? What are they looking for? And I know that this person values her mind. She loves learning. She values just like learning new things and applying them, and her mind and being able to have freedom from emotions that are haywire or take control sometimes and just are overwhelming. And she wants freedom from that. So what I've done is I've shared with her how there is a body and brain connection. And a lot of times, like, obesity creates sleep apnea. Sleep apnea suffocates you while you're sleeping and makes it harder for you to breathe. And if you're not getting the sleep your body needs, then your memory is not going to it's going to be severely affected, because it's in your sleep that your memories are being consolidated, and short-term memories are stored into long-term memory. And so one of the reasons why you have the severe memory loss that you don't like, it's because of the poor sleep. That's from the sleep apnea, that's from the obesity. And if you address the weight issue, then it could address the memory issues. And when we're overweight, it's more taxing on the mind, and it's more foggy, and it creates like this brain fog. And then there's less emotional stability. There's less emotional fitness. But when you're able to practice the resilience in your body with the exercise and with movements and with good nutrition, you're fueling the mind with the ability to allow you to strengthen your emotional fortitude and control, and being able to improve your memory, because you're giving your like brain-based foods that heal, that support the mind's functions. And I was like, and the things that you're learning, you'll be able to learn even more because of the freedom that you get through losing weight. And whenever it's speaking from that angle, she's like motivated, she's excited, she's like, I'm ready to go. And she was able to get on our program, and she lost 50 pounds. Because she lost 50 pounds, not because I sold her weight loss, but because I sold her how she could be free in her mind, from her emotions, from her memory. And a matter of fact, her memory did improve. Her emotional stability strengthened. She was more functional than I've ever seen her in my life, because she was able to accept what we had to offer. And so the way that you look at this is, you want to think about how you sell them what they want, you give them what they need. So that family member needed to lose weight, but they wanted a brain boost, and they wanted some brain optimization. So sell them the brain benefits, give them the weight loss program. Does that make sense? And so after applying these principles to their business, Alpha and Shantoya, they were able to go through, and what they shared is, they attended our speaker training. We have a implementation workshop where we help people to craft their signature speech, and applying all the principles that I shared today and more, and just really dive in on what does your target audience, your ideal client, really desire, and how can you speak to that in a way that the more you talk, the more people want to pull out their credit card and buy your health programs and books and coaching and courses. And so this is what they said after directly going from a workshop to a speaking at an event. Alpha was showing, he said, I've been teaching health for over 10 years, and after going through Enoch's speaker training, I've sold more products at my last event following Enoch's training than I have at any other event in the last 10 years. So what we see is that just by, and he was saying that before, he used to give them everything that he could in 60 minutes, but now he realized, wait a second, that's not the best route to go. It's better to sell them what they desire, to talk about not just how to, but talk about what it is, what are the principles, what is detoxing, why does it matter? What is weight loss? Why does it matter? What are the herbs that heal the heart, and why does it matter? What will be, and instead of like, before you tell people how much it costs to say yes to you, show them first how much it's already costing them to say, if they continue to say no. Because there's already costs, like the example of my family member that I showed, how it's like poor memory, losing the lessons that they're learning, and having like emotional instability, and like having the challenges. That's the cost. And when you show how it costs more to say no than it is to say yes, they will say yes every single time. And that's when you start selling more. And you realize that in this process, you're not convincing people to do what they don't want to do, they don't want to buy, and they can't afford and don't need for your reasons. You're forgetting about your reasons. Yeah, I want my family to be healthy, but that may not always be their reason. Their reason isn't necessarily to be healthy. Their reason is to be able to remember better, have a better functioning brain, and to enjoy the things that they learn, because that's what they value. It's not about what I value, it's about what they value. So by getting to know the person, getting to know your ideal client, and understanding what are they interested in, what do they already desire, what are they afraid of, what are their hopes, what are their dreams, what are their fears, and really like forgetting your own agenda and just like obsessing about the person. So you don't fall in love with your product, you fall in love with the person that you're serving. And one of the master keys that I found in selling is that when you truly love the people that you sell, then you will refuse to sell them anything that is not in their best interest to buy. And I know that every time that I'm selling something, I'm always going to get the shorter end of the stick, because I'm going to provide 10 times more value than the price that I'm asking. And I'm okay with that. I want people to take advantage of me, take advantage of my team, take advantage of my offer, because truly they have an advantage. I know, and I could say this with certainty, that when people work with me, that they have an advantage than if they weren't working with me, because of how I make sure to only sell them what's in their best interest to buy. That's according to their goals that help them to accomplish what they're looking to do. When Alpha and Shantoya Stewart, they came, when I spoke to them, they met me at an event, and I was sharing all the same principles that I'm teaching you in this video today. And as I showed them the payoff, I showed them the possibility, I showed them what could be with their health education. And as they went through their speaker training, they're like, this is exciting. I'm loving this. I wish I knew this years ago. They're like, the world needs to know. And now they're starting to refer people to our company. And they're like, we've sold more. This was the greatest event we've ever had. And the enthusiasm is great. And I love being able to help my clients to get results. But if there's one thing you can get from this, is realize I would have never been able to help the Stewart family had I sold them what they needed. Because what they needed was not what they were looking for. When I sold them what they wanted, and then gave them what they needed. They needed speaker training, but that's not what they were thinking they needed. And they wanted to be able to serve more people with their health programs and products. They wanted to be able to have more resources, to have more sales of the health products and supplements that they have. And they wanted to be able to leverage the internet to have access to people they otherwise wouldn't. And so by selling them what they wanted, then we are able to give them what they need, and that what they need helps them to accomplish what they want too. So they're really getting both. But in our minds, as people who are in the health industry who want to serve other people, it's really important that we get clear on what are they looking for, and giving them what they want. And through this process. So this is one of the things that I do in my 5-day challenge. I have a free 5-day challenge that's coming up. It's called the High Income Health Expert Challenge. And in this challenge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these principles of how the key to selling while serving. I'm going to talk about how to attract clients, high-paying clients who actually want to pay you. I'm going to be going through how to make big money with a small audience. I'm going to be talking about some of these speaker trainings principles, and when you sign up for the VIP ticket, it's just $49 for the VIP. It's free for general admission. But in that VIP ticket, then what you'll get is each day I will join you for 1 hour before we do the main training, and I'll get on Zoom and we'll be able to coach you through what are you selling, what are your offer, who is your target audience, whatever questions you have in your business to help you to be able to make more sales, get clear on how your messaging is so you could have a fine-tuned sales message that's able to attract people who want to pay you. And we're going to be going into some of the business principles I've learned in helping to grow our family business to over $500,000 in profit, and then serving people along the process. So if you're interested in joining that challenge, then click the link in the description or type the words challenge down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to share with you the deets on how you could join our 5-day high income health expert challenge. But until then, remember that God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Have a great day and God bless.